Have you noticed it lately? That heavy feeling when you try to stand up from your favorite armchair, or maybe you find yourself needing to use both hands to push off the kitchen table just to get to your feet. It is a quiet, unsettling feeling. It is the fear of losing your get up and go. We all want to keep our independence. We want to walk through the park, garden in the backyard, and go to the grocery store without worrying about our balance. But here's the truth. Your legs, they weaken first. By age 70, you can lose nearly 1/3 of your total strength. But it does not have to be this way. I am going to show you 3 specific, everyday foods. They are sitting right there in your local supermarket for just a few dollars. These 3 foods can help rebuild your foundation. They can help you feel sturdy again. Stick with me, because your freedom is worth it. Food 1. Salmon, the omega-3 and protein powerhouse. Hello there. It is so good to be with you today. I want you to take a moment and just think about your day so far. Did you find yourself reaching for the armrest when you stood up this morning? Did those stairs feel just a little bit taller than they did last year? If you felt a little bit of heaviness or a little bit of weakness in your thighs, please do not worry. You are not alone. As a nutritionist with over 20 years of experience helping seniors, I see this every single day. There is a reason for this. You see, our legs are often the very first part of our bodies to show signs of aging. We call this sarcopenia. It is a big, fancy word, but it really just means that our muscles are starting to fade away. By the time we reach 70, we can lose nearly 1/3 of our strength. 1/3. That is a lot of power to lose from our foundation. But I have some wonderful news for you. Your body is incredibly resilient. It is waiting for you to give it the right tools to rebuild. And the very first tool, the most important tool in your kitchen, is salmon. I like to call salmon the gold standard for senior health. Why? Because it does 2 things at the same time. It builds your muscles and calms your body down. Let's talk about that first part, building muscles. To keep your legs strong, you need protein, but not just any protein. You need high-quality protein. Think of your leg muscles like a brick wall. Every day, some of those bricks fall out. To fix the wall, you need new bricks. Salmon is the best brick you can buy, in just 1 small serving, about the size of a deck of cards. You are getting 22 grams of pure protein. This protein contains something called leucine. Leucine is special, very special. It is like a start button for your muscles. When you eat salmon, that leucine tells your body, "Hey, it is time to start building." It helps your body create new muscle fibers in your quads, in your hamstrings, and in your calves. But salmon has a second secret. It is something called omega-3 fatty acids. Now, you might have heard of these before, but let me tell you why they matter for your legs. As we get older, our bodies can get a little rusty on the inside. Doctors call this inflammation. Imagine it like a tiny, silent fire that is constantly burning in your muscles. This fire makes your muscles weak. It makes them sore, and worst of all, it actually prevents your body from using the protein you eat. Omega-3 fats are like a cool, refreshing bucket of water for that fire. They go in, they find that inflammation, and they put it out. When that fire is gone, your legs feel lighter, your joints feel smoother, you feel more sturdy on your feet. There was a very famous study done recently. It was published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Researchers looked at people just like us, folks over 65. They found that those who had plenty of fish oil and omega-3s in their system actually had bigger, stronger thigh muscles. Another study in the Journal of Gerontology found something even better. It found that seniors who ate fatty fish regularly could actually walk faster. They had better balance. They were less likely to trip. Think about that. Just by eating a delicious piece of fish, you are literally protecting yourself from a fall. You are keeping your independence. You are staying in your own home, on your own terms. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Fish can be expensive, or maybe you think, I don't like the smell of fish in my house. Let me give you some nutritionist wisdom from my 20 years in the field. First, you do not have to buy the most expensive wild salmon at the high-end market. You can find wonderful frozen salmon fillets at stores like Walmart or Costco or your local Safeway. They are often very affordable. Usually, you can get a good piece for just a few dollars. And here is a secret. Frozen salmon is often just as healthy as the fresh kind. It is frozen right on the boat, which keeps all those leg-strengthening nutrients inside. How should you cook it? Keep it simple. We don't need fancy sauces. Try this. Take a fillet, lay it on some foil, squeeze a fresh lemon over it, maybe a little pinch of salt, a little pepper, and a tiny bit of garlic. Pop it in your oven at 375 degrees. Set your timer for 15 minutes. That is it. 15 minutes. The fish will be soft. It will be flaky. It will be easy to eat. And while you are enjoying that meal, your body is already starting to work. It is taking those proteins. It is taking those omega-3s, and it is sending them straight to your legs. But what about those days when you are tired? We all have those days. Maybe you don't want to turn on the oven. In that case, go to your pantry, open a can of salmon. Yes, canned salmon is a miracle food. It is cheap, it is easy, and it is packed with calcium because of the tiny, soft bones that are mixed in. You can't even feel them, but your bones can. Mix that canned salmon with a little bit of plain Greek yogurt. Maybe add a little bit of dill. Put it on a piece of toasted whole grain bread. It is a simple, American, classic lunch. I want you to imagine yourself 4 weeks from now. Imagine walking down your driveway to get the mail. Imagine feeling solid. Imagine feeling strong. You can do this. It starts with one choice. It starts at the grocery store. Your legs have carried you through your whole life. They have taken you to weddings. They have helped you chase your children. They have stood strong through everything. Now, it is time to take care of them. Give them the salmon they need. You are worth it. Your mobility is worth it. Your independence is worth it. Try it this week, just 1 or 2 times. I think you will be very, very surprised at how good you can feel. Be well, stay strong, and keep moving. Food 2, spinach, the nitrate and magnesium booster. You remember that old cartoon, don't you? Popeye the Sailor Man. Whenever he was in a tight spot, he would reach for that can of spinach. He would squeeze it. The greens would fly into the air, and suddenly, his muscles would just pop. He would become strong. He would become unstoppable. As kids, we probably laughed at that. We thought it was just a silly show. But as a nutritionist with over 20 years of experience, I have to tell you something. Popeye was right. He was absolutely right. Science has finally caught up to the cartoons. We now know that leafy greens, specifically spinach, are like high-quality fuel for your leg muscles. And for those of us who are over 50 or 65 or even 80, spinach is not just a vegetable. It is a tool. It is a tool for strength. It is a tool for balance. And most importantly, it is a tool for your independence. I want to talk to you today about why this simple green leaf is so powerful. Because it is not just about making your muscles bigger. It is about making them work better. Have you ever been out for a walk, maybe just around the block or at the local park, and your legs started to feel heavy, like you were walking through wet cement. Or maybe you have been woken up in the middle of the night by a sharp, painful cramp in your calf. It is frustrating, it is uncomfortable, and sometimes it can be a little bit scary. But there is a reason for that heavy feeling. It is all about oxygen. You see, your muscles are like a car engine, and oxygen is the fuel. For your legs to move you forward, they need a constant, steady stream of oxygen. As we get older, our circulation can slow down just a little bit. The fuel lines, so to speak, get a bit narrow. This is where spinach comes in. Spinach is packed with something called dietary nitrates. Now, don't let that word confuse you. Think of nitrates as a key. When you eat spinach, your body takes those nitrates and turns them into something called nitric. Nitric oxide is a miracle worker. It tells your blood vessels to relax. It tells them to open up wide. And when those vessels open up, the blood flows. It carries oxygen straight down to your thighs, to your knees, and to your ankles. Suddenly, that heavy feeling starts to fade. Your legs feel lighter. They feel more responsive. It is like you have cleared the clogs out of the engine. But that is not all. Spinach also has a massive amount of magnesium. Magnesium, it is such a quiet nutrient, but it is so vital. It is the peacekeeper for your muscles. If you have ever dealt with those annoying twitches or painful nighttime cramps, your body might be crying out for magnesium. You see, your muscles need to contract to move you, but they also need to relax to recover. Without enough magnesium, your muscles get stuck in the on position. That is what a cramp is. It is a muscle that has forgotten how to let go. Spinach gives your body the magnesium it needs to relax. It keeps your legs smooth. It keeps your movement fluid. And let me tell you, the proof is in the numbers. There was a very large study done recently over at Edith Cowan University. They looked at nearly 4,000 people. That is a lot of folks. They followed them for years, and what they found was truly amazing. The people who ate the most leafy greens, the people who had those nitrates in their system every day, they had 11% stronger leg muscles. 11%. Think about what an 11% boost in strength could do for you. It could be the difference between needing help to get out of a chair and standing up with ease. But they also found that these people walked 4% faster. Now, 4% might sound small, but in the world of health, walking speed is everything. It is a sign of a healthy heart, a healthy brain, and a very strong foundation. Now, I know what you might be thinking. I can hear you saying, "But I don't like the taste of spinach," or "It's too much work to clean and cook." I hear you. I really do. But let's talk about how we can make this easy. We don't need to eat a whole can of mushy greens like Popeye did. We can be much more clever than that. Let's talk about the power scramble. This is my favorite way to start the morning. It is so simple. You take your eggs, maybe 2 large eggs from the carton, whisk them up in a bowl with a little bit of salt and pepper. Then, you take a big, generous handful of fresh spinach. You can buy it in those pre-washed bags at the grocery store, like Kroger or Walmart. It is very affordable. Maybe just $3 or $4 for a big bag that lasts all week. Chop that spinach up into small pieces. Throw it into the pan with a little bit of butter or olive oil. Let it cook for just 1 minute. It will wilt down, it will become soft, and it will lose that raw taste. Then, pour your eggs right on top. The heat from the eggs finishes the spinach perfectly. It isn't mushy, it isn't slimy, it is just delicious. It is a warm, comforting American breakfast. And by the time you finish your coffee, you have already given your legs a massive boost for the day. Or maybe you like something cool in the afternoon. Try a silky smoothie. Take a blender, put in 1 cup of cold milk, or maybe some almond milk if you prefer. add 1 frozen banana. The banana makes it sweet and creamy. Then, grab a cup of that fresh spinach and toss it in. I promise you, I pinky promise you, you will not taste the spinach. The banana and the milk completely hide the flavor, but when you look in the glass, it will be a beautiful, bright green. That green color, that is the color of strength. That is the color of vitality. You can sip on that while you sit on the porch or while you read the morning paper. It is refreshing, it is easy on the stomach, and it is doing wonders for your circulation. I want you to think about why we are doing this. It is not about a diet. I don't like that word. Diet feels like a punishment. This is about fuel. It is about giving your body the respect it deserves. You have worked hard your whole life. You have raised families. You have built careers. You have walked miles and miles. Your legs have been your faithful servants for decades. Now, they need a little bit of help. They need those nitrates. They need that magnesium. When you go to the store this week, I want you to walk past the cookies and the chips and head over to the produce section. Look for those bright green bags of spinach. Pick one up. Hold it in your hand. Think about that study. Think about that 11% increase in strength. Think about the next time you go to the park and how much lighter your steps will feel. It is such a small change. It costs so little. But the reward is your freedom. The reward is your ability to keep moving, to keep exploring, and to keep enjoying every single day. You can do this. I know you can. Start with a small handful tomorrow morning, just 1 handful. Your legs will thank you, your heart will thank you, and you will feel that get up and go coming back. Stronger than ever. Be well, stay active, and remember, you have the power to stay strong, 1 green leaf at a time. Food. 3. Greek yogurt, the leucine and calcium king. Welcome back to our conversation. We have already traveled to the ocean to find the power of salmon. We have looked into the garden to find the strength of spinach. But now, I want to take you on a walk down a different aisle. I want you to imagine you are at your local grocery store. Maybe it is the Kroger down the street or the local Safeway. You are walking past the milk, past the butter, and you stop at the yogurt. Now, there are so many choices. There are colorful cups, sugary treats, and thin, watery drinks. But there is one specific container I want you to reach for. It is the one that says Greek yogurt. As a nutritionist who has spent 20 years looking at how we age, I can tell you that this one simple choice, this one creamy snack, is like a secret weapon for your legs. Let's talk about why. You see, to have strong legs, you need 2 things. You need strong muscles, and you need a strong frame to hold them up. Think about your legs like a house. The muscles are the walls, but the bones are the foundation. They are the frame. If the frame is weak, it doesn't matter how beautiful the walls are. The house will still feel shaky. Greek yogurt is the king because it takes care of both. It takes care of the muscle, and it takes care of the bone. Let's look at the muscles first. Inside Greek yogurt, there is a very special ingredient. It is an amino acid called leucine. Leucine. Let me say that again, because it is a word I want you to remember. Leucine. In our bodies, leucine acts like a start button. It is the on switch for muscle growth. As we get older, our bodies get a little bit lazy. They don't want to build muscle like they used to. They need a loud, clear signal to get started. Leucine is that signal. When you eat a cup of Greek yogurt, you are flooding your system with leucine. It tells your body, hey, it is time to get to work. It is time to repair those leg muscles. It is time to keep us moving. And because Greek yogurt is strained, which just means the extra water is removed, it has double the protein of regular yogurt. In just 1 single cup, you can get 15, maybe even 20 grams of high-quality protein. Think about that. 1 cup. It is a massive amount of building material for your thighs and your calves. But let's talk about that frame we mentioned. The bones. As we age, our bones can become a little bit like old wood. They can become thin. They can become brittle. This is a big concern if we happen to trip or stumble. Greek yogurt is packed with calcium and phosphorus. These are the minerals that keep your bones dense. They keep them solid. They keep them strong. When you have strong bones, your muscles have a better anchor. They have something firm to pull against when you stand up from your favorite chair or when you step off the curb at the store. And don't just take my word for it. The science is very clear. There was a wonderful study published in a journal called Nutrients. They looked at seniors who added this kind of dairy protein to their daily routine. What they found was truly inspiring. These people didn't just have more muscle. They performed better. They were faster. They were more stable. They were more confident in their movement. Even the experts at the Mayo Clinic, a name we all trust, they emphasize that this kind of dairy is the primary source for preventing frailty. Frailty is just another word for being shaky. And none of us wants to feel shaky. We want to feel like a rock. We want to feel solid. Now, let's talk about how to get this into your life. It doesn't have to feel like medicine. It should feel like a treat. My favorite way to enjoy it is what I call the morning parfait. I want you to imagine a clear glass bowl. You take about 3/4 of a cup of plain Greek yogurt. I always suggest the plain kind because we want to avoid all that extra sugar that isn't good for us. Layer that yogurt with some fresh blueberries or maybe some sliced strawberries. Then, add a tablespoon of crushed walnuts. The walnuts add a nice crunch, and they give you those extra healthy fats we talked about earlier. It is a beautiful, colorful, and delicious American breakfast. It feels fancy, but it only takes 2 minutes to make. But what if you aren't a fan of sweet things? What if you like savory flavors? Well, here is my favorite nutritionist secret. It is the creamy swap. Most of us love a good baked potato with dinner, and many of us grew up putting a big dollop of sour cream on top. But sour cream doesn't really give your muscles much help. Next time you have a potato, reach for the plain Greek yogurt instead. I promise you. The taste and the texture are almost the same. It is cool, it is tangy, and it is creamy. But instead of just fat, you are giving your legs a huge boost of protein and calcium. You can even use it in your vegetable soups. Instead of using heavy cream, stir in a few spoonfuls of Greek yogurt at the end. It makes the soup rich and thick, and it hides that extra protein perfectly. I want you to think about your goals. Maybe you want to play with your grandkids in the backyard. Maybe you want to take a long walk during your next vacation. Maybe you just want to feel sturdy when you go down the basement stairs. These are the things that matter. Greek yogurt is an affordable, easy, and tasty way to make sure you can keep doing those things. You can find a large tub for about $5 or $6, and it will last you nearly the whole week. It is such a small price to pay for your strength. So, as we finish our look at these 3 foods, I want you to remember the salmon for the repair, the spinach for the oxygen, and the Greek yogurt for the on switch and the bones. Your legs have been so good to you. They have carried you through decades of life. They have walked you through the good times and the hard times. Now, it is your turn to be good to them. When you go into your kitchen tomorrow, think about these 3 foods. Think about your foundation. You have the power to stay strong. You have the power to stay independent. It isn't about being a bodybuilder. It is about being you, the best, strongest, most mobile version of you. Start today. Go get that yogurt, make that parfait, and feel the difference in your very next step. You can do this. I am cheering for you. Be well, stay steady, and keep those legs moving. Your legs have carried you through decades of beautiful memories, through weddings, through family vacations, and through long walks with the ones you love. You deserve to keep that freedom. If this was helpful, please click the like button below. It helps me reach more folks who need this message. And if you want to stay on this journey with me, hit subscribe. We are a community, and we look out for each other. Before you go, click the video on your screen right now. It will show you 3 simple exercises to pair with these foods. Stay sturdy, stay independent, and I will see you in the next one.